Hey there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Let's talk about how to create a diverse and inclusive workplace in order to supersize and grow your business. Now, these are hot topics right now, and I try to stay away from these a little bit, kind of like talking about, and I've had a long-standing policy about this in my work environments and work cultures, religion, politics, two topics we try to steer clear of when we're having conversations at work in any of the businesses that I've ever owned and will continue to own, because they are highly emotionally charged topics that people aren't going to usually change their mind on. So why are you going to argue about it? Now, I've been a proponent of diversity, being a woman in corporate America in the 80s and in the 70s, a little bit in the 70s. During college, I had summer internship, and in the 80s and 90s and 2000s, diversity was a big topic to me and a big thing. I worked in an organization where I was the only woman in management, and there was only one other woman working in that facility. It was a very interesting and eye-opening cultural experience. We also had 8 unions in that particular facility. And so, as you can imagine, I spent a lot of my time and energy in grievance meetings because I was being grieved for absolutely everything and anything they could come up with and imagine. But ever since then, I helped write with the human resource vice president, I helped to pen and write and train people on the importance of diversity and what it brought to the organization. There's a huge business case for these topics, for inclusion, making people feel welcome, making them feel valued and understood, and that what they have to offer the organization is important. And diversity, having different perspectives, points of view, having people from different backgrounds, experiences, and things. There's tons of documented evidence on how that positively impacts decision making, problem solving. Having different perspectives is incredibly powerful in coming up with creative solutions and creative ways of looking at situations and seeing opportunities that a homogeneous group of humans might not even see. So it also gives us more robust decision making, a lot of times faster decision making. People think that teams and diverse teams are slower and that it's harder to make decisions, but it's only if it's an ineffective, poorly run, poorly led team. If you have a great team and everybody's clicking together and working well together and communicating and understands what their purpose is or responsibilities and the end game or the end result that's desired, everybody will rise to the occasion and give you incredible results that you would never even have dreamt possible. I've been on teams that were terrible and we couldn't accomplish 2 things. And I've been on teams that you just said, this is what we're doing. And all of a sudden it's done, 6 months or a year ahead of time. The project's completed successfully and with better results than people had ever anticipated, because we had the right people, the right team, the right mindset, the right ability to work together and communicate and have clear expectations of one another. So I think that diversity is not, and I'm going to say this right out loud and people can be mad, diversity is not your ethnic background. It is, but it isn't, right? It isn't your sexual orientation or gender. It is not it's we're all different as human beings. Diversity is how we build on those differences, not how we call out those differences to cause strife and problems and challenges. Diversity should bring us together, not tear us apart. That is my 2 cents worth on that. Inclusion, I am of the mind, being a grandma and a mom and a woman, that everybody should be included and everybody's thoughts, opinions, values, beliefs should be considered when we're working in a workplace and working in an environment into our culture. And that begins with bringing the right people with the right attitudes and abilities and skills. And by right, I mean what matches the company and the organization you're building into the organization in the first place. One of the things I learned early on in my career was hire slowly, fire quickly. And that sounds challenging, but as soon as you know someone isn't a fit for your organization because you hired the wrong person, because it's usually on us for hiring the wrong person or putting them in the wrong role, we want to get it taken care of. It's like whenever you have a problem, The longer you wait to solve the problem, usually the worse that problem gets. Some problems go away, but we can't count on that. And it certainly doesn't happen with human resources and people. So inclusion. How is your organization making people feel welcome? Can they be who they are at work, or do they have to be one person at work and one person and a totally different person when they're outside of work? Have you ever gone out with people after work and realized that they are totally different people when they're letting their hair down than when they're at work? That's always a huge eye opener. And that usually comes out of fear. If you're afraid to be yourself, guess what? You will cover up and only show your best foot. It's like getting started in a new relationship, a new romantic relationship. You always have your best foot forward, and then a few months into it, people wonder why did I never notice that or see that? It's those rose-colored glasses. The same is true when new people come into our organization. And during the hiring process, I think that, again, hire slowly, hire deliberately, hire for mindset, not skills and abilities, hire for core values, hire for work ethic, hire for attitude and things like that, because those are things that are inherent in a person and their identity and personality. They can change. Of course, we can all change, but chances are they're not going to when they come to work for you or for anyone else. And there's got to be a big reason for people to change. It has to come from within. So why do we want to have diversity and inclusion in our organizations as part of our culture and part of our workforce? Because it has proven to be, number one, better for people. People want to work in an environment that feels good to them. If I feel included, I am more willing to take risks and see opportunities and put forth more effort. I'm more likely to stay with that organization. I'm more likely to contribute my ideas and do my best work if I feel like it's going to be valued. It helps us to increase our brand image. People understand who we are, what we stand for, and what's important to us. And we align with those people. Usually the people we want to serve and the people that we have in our organization serving them click and have things in common. So we want to be inclusive in that way. It helps us to attract customers because customers are attracted to people that they know, like, and trust. And if you've got a diverse group of people and a diverse organization and they find someone in your organization that they can relate to and trust, they're more likely to continue and stay doing business with you. It also helps with our decision-making and our business results. All of our business results are better when we have these two things. Love to know your take on this. Do you have a diverse organization? And again, how you define diversity is up to you. I will contend diversity, the way the world is defining it, as you have to have certain minorities and certain genders and things involved in your organization. That is not diversity, because usually different groups of people all think alike. So we want to have a lot of different types of people that think differently. Why? Because that's where we get the power of diversity. All right. Have an awesome day. And I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow with my business thoughts on a particular topic. Today, diversity and inclusion. Tomorrow, who knows? Have an awesome day.